Finally had an opportunity to sit down and, uh, and offer a few final thoughts on the Moebius Proteus model kit. And like I said in the very first video, this is a terrific model kit. There's no doubt about it. Are there issues with how accurate the details are? Sure there are. A model kit like this is a balancing act between how detailed the engineers can make the casting process and how much the buyers are willing to pay for the thing. In this case, Moebius found a really, really good balance. They came up with a model that's endlessly customizable, but would otherwise look just fine, just built right out of the box with no customizations at all. Just as a display piece, you wouldn't even have to light it. It would look terrific. Ugh. White is a terrible color to keep clean. It shows every speck. First thing you may have noticed is it's not shiny. You recall in an earlier video I talked about doing a cut and buff on it to bring out the shine, to bring out the gloss in the paint job, because sometimes that's what you gotta do. I found myself obsessing on it a little bit and kind of losing focus of everything else, chasing a shine that was eluding me until I finally just gave up. I kind of accidentally found out that it looks absolutely gorgeous with a satin finish. The satin finish looks way nicer than the shine I was putting on it. That's one of those skills that continues to elude me, putting a nice shiny paint job on a model. These spray painting, brush painting ubermensch who can lay down a glossy, glassy, wet-looking coat of paint on the very first try every time, I bow at your feet, man. I cannot do this. That's why you find very few cars in my model collection. I just have a really, really difficult time with glossy paint jobs. And this ship was no exception, and it defeated me. I'm not embarrassed to admit. One thing I didn't demonstrate before was the actual process of removing the upper hull. It's quite simple. All I have to do is get my fingertips under the bow here, get a fingertip under the tail, and just lift. Strong magnets. Actually, what I have to do is I have to very gently brace my knuckle against the hull and lift up on the tail until the magnets separate. And then she comes free. Also, didn't take an opportunity to show you the finished inside surface. Here we have the compass right down here in the front. We have the map table camera, actually looking like it's pointing at something. Then, of course, we have the hatch wheel in its corrected position, and the hatch itself works beautifully. All the other little minor details. The seams between the window frame and the wall, I just hid with a couple of strips of styrene because that's a thing I can do. And to lock it back down, all I have to do is flip it over, make sure I have it centered, get these corners lined up right in front of the engine nacelles. I need to be very careful not to catch my pilot ring, so that I don't bend that out of shape while I'm taking this off and putting it on. Let me pop this off again. There we go. Set that right there. A few little minor interior details. I ended up not bothering to light this oscilloscope or whatever the heck it is at the front because I forgot. I forgot I wanted to light it. I light proofed it and everything and got it ready. And then I just forgot to run wires for the LED. So the biggest modifications are in the laboratory. We've got this laboratory cabinet shortened to a realistic proportion. We have our scuba diving cabinet here reconstructed in the correct configuration. Have our laser all finished off. We have the laser control pack liberated from this bench top, and I'm glad I did that. And those are the three big modifications in there. If Moebius is going to retool this kit, obviously they would want to resize this cabinet here to its correct proportion. They might want to re-engineer this cabinet here to its correct proportion. They could move the laser assembly, this whole thing, about 2 millimeters aft to aim it better at the target. Because right now it's just barely grazing the edge of the target. Speaking of that laser, as Dr. Duval is always calling it, the laser. What did he say his specialty was again? Neurosurgeon? Yeah, Dr. Duval's a neurosurgeon. He must have a very interesting side gig going on, playing with toys like this. If this was developed by he and Dr. Peterson, that doesn't look like a neurosurgeon's instrument to me. Can you see a doctor walking into an operating room holding that thing saying, "All right, chums, let's do this"? No. This is a two-person anti-armor weapon. This is an armor-piercing weapon. It's a powerful armor-piercing weapon. You saw what it did to the hull of the Proteus. It didn't just cut a knot. It didn't just cut a slice into the side of the Proteus hull. It burned a hole big enough for a man to swim through underwater. That is a very powerful anti-tank weapon. You hit a T-72 with that thing, that turret would end up in orbit around Jupiter. But get this, it's also a shoot and scoot weapon because it exposes its position with every shot with that beautiful piercing white laser beam. So the operators have 2 or 3 shots at best, take out a couple of tanks and APCs, and then get on their motorcycle and get the hell out of there before the drones find them. I didn't bother to correct the rudder fins. I didn't open up the laboratory windows. A lot of builders will open up those laboratory windows and put plexiglass in there. If you want to level up, make those inside shutters functional. You see in the movie, at the beginning of the movie, these panels in the back, these windows are black, which kind of suggests that they're open, that those shutters are open on the inside. Later in the movie, we see that they're white colored, which would indicate that those shutters are closed. So, if you're going to open up those rear windows to open them up and make them windows, make those shutters functional. Another level up you could try is to make the snorkel functional. I thought about it. I scratched my head for days trying to figure out how and where to mount a retractor so I could pull that snorkel out and then have it go back in. Somebody else like to take a crack at it? Be my guest. That would be fun as hell to watch. The big level up. Make that laser work. Make it actually I wonder if you could do it with like a laser with a laser diode out of a Blu-ray burner. Those are pretty powerful. You could set that up so that you could light a match with it. I bet that would win gold at Wonderfest. Yeah, that would be a level up. One thing Moebius could do if they retool this kit is move those headphones in the pilot seat onto the clear part tree. These are supposed to be clear. They're not silver in the movie. They're clear plastic in the movie, so those should be a clear part. So that piece there should be moved to the clear tree. Anybody from Moebius is listening. So this was a fun build. It was a long build. It was an exhausting build. But it was a satisfying build. I waited 50 years for this model kit. So obviously I wanted to put everything I had into it. My only other option over that time would have been the Wilco resin kit. And I don't know if I would have found that satisfactory or not. Maybe. I don't know. Be interesting to get my hands on one and put it together. But yeah, skill level 3. I believe it. This is the kind of model kit that wants to go together. It wants to be assembled. You can, this is one of those kits that you can dry fit almost entirely, except for a few pieces here and there, entirely with a couple of pieces of tape and hold it together and see what it looks like. And it would look terrific, except for the tape. If Moebius really wanted to cater to the lazy crowd, the interior, well, the color of the plastic that this model was molded in, I think was in this specimen at least, was very, very close to the overall interior color we were looking for. It's kind of a soft grayish tan color, very subdued, kind of military gray tan color. The whole model was like that. If Moebius wanted to cater to the really lazy crowd, they could cast the interior pieces in that color and the exterior pieces in white styrene. And people save a couple of pennies on some paint. Maybe I better not give anybody any ideas. But overall, satisfactory. I think the engine nozzles, not sure if those turned out the way I wanted them or not, but they look all right. I think there are several different versions of engine nozzles on the various studio models. I just want to sit here and stare at it. It's just, I'm just so tickled that it's finally done. It's just want to leave the lights on all the time.